I find it more difficult then to understand how the covenant of circumcision wouldn't still continue today.
We can simplify it as promising basically two things: a numerous seed who would inherit the land of Canaan, and it promised that one of his offspring would bless the nations. Much of it can sound unconditional. When God delivers the law to Moses, it's repeated again and again and again. Israelites, you must obey this law, you must obey this covenant, so that I can fulfill my promise to Abraham. So the first generation disobeys the old covenant and they're destroyed in the wilderness, but God spares their children. Why? Because Moses intercedes and he says, God, you haven't fulfilled your promise to Abraham. And right. So the promise made to Abraham kind of acts as this buffer where the old covenant curses are not fully poured out. Solomon's dedication of the temple, it says that he made them as numerous as the stars of heaven and the seas of the sand shore, exactly what he promised Abraham. And he gave them rest, and he recounts the boundaries. He has fulfilled that promise. Solomon didn't obey God's law. The kingdom was torn in two. The 10 northern tribes, they're gone. They're done away with. They're wiped out because they bore the curse of the old covenant. Because that promise to Abraham concerning them had been fulfilled, there is nothing left to hold it back. The question is, why didn't that happen to Judah? That's because we've got still the second Abrahamic promise that wasn't fulfilled yet. That was the promise that Christ would be born. And that's ultimately what God promised to David. He narrowed that promise from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob to David. And so it's the tribe of Judah who is now spared because that second promise hasn't been fulfilled. The other 10 tribes aren't spared because that second promise isn't going to be fulfilled through them. And then what do we see once Christ is born? That second Abrahamic promise has been fulfilled. What happens to Judah and Jerusalem?
Yeah, they're destroyed completely.
They're destroyed. The wrath is poured out. Now they bear the curse of the old covenant. And so that has come to an end. The 2 Abrahamic promises have been fulfilled. There's nothing left for it to accomplish. It's done its purpose. God has fulfilled his promises. There's nothing left of it.
Well, there's so much here. There's so much
here.
First
on this
one?
Well,
you can, but hang on. I just want to give some kudos here. First of all, I'm not aware of who these gentlemen are, and they look very familiar to me. So I know that they are in the mainstream of theology within the Calvinist. I believe they're Reformed. Okay, Reformed theologians. I will give kudos where kudos are due. The gentleman on the bottom who was talking, he has given the best explanation I've ever heard from a Christian on why circumcision is done away with. That I'll give him that.
It's the best story. I wouldn't say explanation because it's not actually
fair. Go, Rob.
It's the best story. And so, yeah, agreed. I think this is a great, it's the best story. But here's the thing. I'll just pick a couple and then you can pick a couple.
Please.
The first is he equates covenantal curses with done away.
Right.
And what's so crucial, what we know from the Torah and from the scriptures is that the blessings and the curses both are defined by the covenant. For example, sure, Solomon strayed, etc. Solomon's temple was destroyed. And like Daniel 9, it says we are, the curses of the law are upon us. We've rejected the message of your prophets, and it's you are righteous, we are in the wrong, you are right. For your mercy, remember us, etc. I'm totally paraphrasing and butchering Daniel 9, but the point is, the covenant also promises restoration after the punishment. So never in the law or the prophets or the writings or the apostolic writings, never is God's covenant with Israel defined in a way that the curses mean over with. What it means, it's disciplinary period to restore back. That's the promise. Okay, so that's one. So that's a crucial error of this little wonderful packaged with a nice bow story. The other is he cites the multitude, and he says at Solomon's temple, it says that he had brought him as a number of the stars of the sky. He had fulfilled that. Well, guess what? He failed. He kind of covered up, or he just didn't research it. But Deuteronomy 1 opens up, right? It's Moses at the end of his life. They're looking into the land. They're not entering yet. And what does he say? The Lord your God has multiplied you, and behold, you are this day like the stars of heaven in number. And may the Lord, the God of your fathers, increase you 1,000-fold more than you are and bless you just as he promised. They haven't even entered the land yet. Moses is still alive, and he's saying, you're like the stars of the sky in number. So what this guy, by making that a point and tying that down to under the time of King Solomon, totally misses the appearance in Deuteronomy 1 of this. You would say, oh, it's fulfilled.
Right. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.